Invest 98L is currently over the eastern Atlantic. It is currently developing several hundred miles off the Cabo Verde Islands. This Invest came off the African coast about a day ago and has been showing some signs of organization. We have the latest out for Invest 98L as of 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located several hundred miles from south of the Cabo Verde Islands are still showing signs of organization, although there does not appear to be surface circulation at this time. Upper level winds, however, are expected to become conducive for further development by midweek, and a tropical depression is likely to form by Thursday or Friday while the system moves westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. While the chances are low at 48 hours at 30%, the formation chance at 5 days out are 80%, which is why I'm making this video today. And, well, not today, right now. The reason, whenever I make a video on Invest, I usually wait till it has at least a 30% chance of development, 48 hours out, and then same for 5 days out. And this has an 80% chance 5 days out, so this thing's likely to form. It's not going to form for a few more days. That's the likely scenario at this point. If it forms tomorrow, which I don't think will happen, but it might. If it forms tomorrow, then that's when we'll talk more about it. But I'll be updating on the Invest. It's not going to form for a few more days, according to the NHC. So yeah, I'll be keeping a close eye on it. We're going to first do the tracks, and then we'll do the intensity. We only have two models for the tracks. For the tracks models, the HWFI and the HMNI. Both of them are kind of agreeing on the same thing. First, a little bit of a west southwestern jog, and then more towards the westerly, then even a little more to the west northwest, which isn't necessarily, which basically this is all the data we have for the track. So yeah, that's I'm not entirely sure myself. It's more of a wait. These invests are a wait and see scenario right here until they develop into a depression and the NHC starts putting cones on them. So yeah, and this is pretty interesting. The intensity, it's a 30 mile per hour invest, and all the models have it going up to tropical storm strength by about 36 hours out. So it could develop it could develop into a tropical storm in the next 36 hours. But at this point, because it's only an invest and not a tropical depression, it's really more of a wait and see. But after that, it's going to do a gradual strengthening, according to the majority of the models, up to a hurricane. All of them agree up to a Category 2 hurricane, so that's an interesting development. The HMNI just has it just jumping up in intensity up to Cat 2 much earlier, but we don't have really that much information to go off of. So in this case, it's just too early to really say anything. So yeah, we're gonna go back to the satellite. I want to take this back once again 90 frames. So yeah, this is where it was, and now it's starting to get a little better organized now. But right now is right now, and like what happened with Tropical Storm Peter, it started to really ramp up, and then it started to relax a little bit. It started to lose some convection. Then really tightened up again and became a tropical storm. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing takes a couple of days for it to fully get its act together. That's the likely scenario at this point. So I'll be keeping a good eye on it. But before we go, I have a few key takeaways. Number one, has a 30% chance of development now, but an 80% chance of development down the road. So, and that's why I'm making this video. So there we have it. Second thing, we don't really have much information on the tracks, so that's it, right? So that's all the information we have. Third key takeaway, all these models have it going to at least a Category 2 hurricane at this time. So yeah, this we're just gonna have to wait because it's only an invest and not a tropical depression or tropical storm or anything like that. It's only an invest in its early stage. So we have to keep an eye on it. We're gonna have to wait. Final takeaway, satellite is showing signs of organization, but it looks like the convection has died down a little bit. So yeah, so like I said, this thing is normal. It sometimes dies down for a few hours and it starts to ramp up a little bit again. So yeah, I'll be keeping a good eye on this. Be sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more updates.